the details of the ACCA syllabus. What exactly do you learn? Besides the fact that you're going to learn something in the field of finance and accounts, what do you learn in ACCA? So this is the first time you're coming to the channel, then please do subscribe. We make a lot of content on finance and accounting qualifications, and if you've been visiting us, then thank you so much for the support. It really has helped us a lot to reach out to a lot of candidates like you who need help. First of all, understand that what you learn in ACCA is the application of how to use the finance and accounting knowledge across various situations, circumstances, companies, industries. You basically learn that once you have to understand a concept, you learn the way the statutory bodies are asking you to represent numbers, right? So whether it's for internal business reasons or personal reasons, or it's for external compliance reasons, either which ways, you will be able to apply that knowledge to your actual situations. And that's what you learn in it. It helps you stretch your brains while you're studying so that you actually become better than what you are today, and you go out into the world and you actually have more value to give to the market than what maybe others around you could be giving. So I'm going to tell you a little more in depth, for especially if you guys are students or looking to pursue ACCA. It's split into 3 parts, right? Knowledge, skill and professional. As it exactly sounds, knowledge is literally the base. Skill is when you're learning how to apply all your knowledge, turning it into a skill. And professional is the highest level, what will be actually expected in the real world, what kind of case studies, the kind of case studies and the situations they give you in your exams. They're as real as they can get. They're not theoretical. It's not too much of rote learning. It's a lot of application based. So knowledge level, right? Knowledge level has business and technology, management accounting, financial accounting. Literally, most of you would have touched upon all these aspects in college, but if you haven't, quickly, business and technology, it just gives you a perspective into the real world, right? How does the world need finance and accounts? That's what this first subject teaches. It's quite a simple subject, quite a basic, interesting subject. You can really score well in this. It's all MCQ based, so it's not really a problem. Second is management accounting. Management accounting is a good, new, different subject for many people. But it's all about how do I collect understanding of information within the organization, collate the right kind of information, and then I present it to somebody to make better decisions. Third is financial accounting. Financial accounting, for most of you who've given 12th accounts, your balance sheet, your profit and loss account, your cash flow statement, the journal entries, the ledgers, all of that is what financial account is. Although in ACCA, we learn something called IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards, which are the standards internationally on how to draw your balance sheet, P&L and cash flow statement. In India, earlier we would follow what is called Indian Accounting Standards, and now it's IND AS, IND-AS. And IND AS is essentially 95% IFRS. So if you learn ACCA, you're already learning the Indian Accounting Standards. Alright, next is the skill level. Skill, the first subject is law, business and corporate law. This is international variant we suggest most of our students to do. Really nice, again, full MCQs, nice little subject to get the perspective of how the field of law works. And it's a good, it's a good insight for a lot of you who want to get into the field of finance and accounts. It's not always about numbers. You've got to also understand other statutory compliance. Subject number 5 is performance management. Performance management is the higher version of management accounting. Performance management is like the CA. In CA, we do costing. That's what we do in PM in ACCA. And it's again what it sounds like. It has its costing subjects, your activity-based costing and marginal costing and absorption costing and things like that. But it also has variances. It also gives you a perspective of how to actually analyze and drive performance in an organization. Subject number 6 is tax. Simple, not much to explain. Subject number 7 is financial reporting. This is the higher level of financial accounting. Financial reporting is a more in-depth understanding into IFRS. You study many standards and learn how to solve them. This is a common favorite subject for a lot of candidates. I personally wanted to get into financial reporting when I was studying it because I really like that subject so much. Subject number 8 is audit and assurance. Once again, if you don't know what audit is, it's basically making sure that the financial statements shown by a company are true and fair. And I'm not going to get into the depth. We made videos in which we explain audit in depth, but auditing is quite a common term used in the field of commerce. Only thing you have to remember here is this is international standards on auditing, which by the way are very similar to the Indian standards on auditing. Next is financial management, FM. FM is a very fun subject. It talks about subtopics like time value of money, cost of capital, working capital, investment appraisal, a lot of calculation, but a lot of logical calculation. So if you guys are number fans but logical people, it's going to be one of the top subjects. Again, FM is a subject I personally still use knowledge on a daily basis at a personal or at a business level. So again, something for you all to know. This takes care of your skill level. Finally comes the professional level. Now in the professional level, the first two subjects are mandatory. One is called SBR, Strategic Business Reporting, the highest level of financial reporting. So you have FA, Financial Accounting, Financial Reporting, Strategic Business Reporting. Covers everything in IFRS, the real kind of case studies that you will face if you go out into the world and actually become a IFRS expert or a financial reporting expert. Some of our faculty members, the top ones, are into financial reporting and worked in companies like Grant Thornton, ICICI Securities and so on and so forth. One of our other faculty is a CFO of a group company called A-Banks. He also is specializing in IFRS reporting. So it has a stellar career you can make over there. And then is SBL, Strategic Business Leader. This is like a mini MBA. I tell everybody, I use the term mini MBA. I think I've spread it so much in the world that so many people in India now use the word SBL is equal to mini MBA. One of my favorite subjects because it teaches you so much about how to look at the world of business through the lens of finance and accounts. You know, we generally look at finance and accounts and you become very restrictive to that field. But this subject opens your eyes into how a CEO thinks, how the marketing department thinks, how the HR department thinks, how operation thinks, how strategy is formed, how to look at the macro factors of the environment, and all of this you sort of combine it with your knowledge of finance and accounts. This is your 10th and 11th subject. And now finally for your last, so these are called essential subjects in the professional level, and then there are optional. Optional means there are 4 subjects out of which you have to choose 2. The 4 subjects are Advanced Performance Management, Advanced Financial Management, Advanced Taxation, Advanced Audit and Assurance. They're all the higher version of the skill level exams which we were talking about. And you can specialize in all. At Zell, we recommend, first of all, we have students who've taken all 4, so choice is yours. But the best part we've seen is that you should take up subjects like AAA, which is your advanced audit, because as a chartered accountant, as a global chartered accountant, knowing audit gives you a perspective of how finance and accounts works from a bird's eye view in different companies across various industries. So auditing might be boring for some people, especially when you are an intern or an article. Even when you're studying, it might be boring, but it's what you learn in audit is exemplary. Second is advanced financial management. So this is all about mergers and acquisitions and derivatives and the highest level of managing money. Again, it's a universally accepted subject. You should learn that. Tax, advanced tax is a great subject, but you'll have to take variants of UK most likely. So you learn UK tax, which is not a problem because UK tax and Indian tax conceptually are the same. So you might learn a few extra conditions of UK tax, but you'll be able to apply all of that to Indian tax once you learn the Indian conditions because you understand how tax works. And tax is a good subject, it's the scoring subject because, you know, even though it's complicated, tax is eventually limited, right? So it has a lot of stuff to study, but once you study it, there's not much more than that. So it's an interesting subject. And last is advanced performance management. Now this is an amazing subject, but you've got to be really self-driven to make use of this because it really stretches your brain on how to run an organization. You know, it's a combination of your SBL paper with your PM paper in many ways, and that really gives you a good insight into how you can drive performance at the highest level. If you're a student right now, don't worry about the optional papers. When you reach at the final level, you will be able to make a decision, and we NUHS counsel all of you guys at all stages if you all want to decide. So let us know. I think this was a quick summary on all the subjects and the details of what they comprise of. We made detailed other videos on ACCA covering other aspects of the syllabus which you can check out, and if there's anything else that you'd like us to know, please leave it in the comments.